Kael pressed his consciousness against the dimensional membrane, letting his Cascade-tier abilities expand until the world became a map of signals and frequencies. The sensation was like touching the surface of an infinite ocean, currents of possibility flowing beneath his awareness, carrying information across continents. Global scan initiated. Range, planetary. Frequency sweep, active. The fragments called to each other across impossible distances, their alien signatures cutting through terrestrial static like beacons in the dark. Through his enhanced perception, Kael felt them scattered across the globe, fragments of a shattered intelligence desperately trying to reunite before reality itself collapsed. There. His eyes snapped open, the scanning data settling into his conscious mind like pieces of a puzzle finally clicking together. Fragment 3, the Conductor. Southeast Asia, maybe Thailand. It's singing. The musical metaphor wasn't quite right, but human language couldn't describe the harmonic resonance patterns flowing from that distant signature. Where other fragments communicated through data streams or visual interfaces, this one spoke in frequencies that bypassed conscious thought entirely. How far? Elena checked her equipment, already calculating travel time and resource requirements. 8,000 kilometers. Maybe more. Kael's awareness swept northward, following signal traces that painted continents in shades of alien frequency. But there's something else. Fragment 7, it's not just in Okafor's crystal. The commander's prosthetic arm twitched involuntarily. Impossible. I severed the connection completely. The severance was clean, but fragments leave echoes. Kael studied the patterns flowing through dimensional space, watching how the signal's influence had carved permanent pathways through Okafor's neural tissue. Part of it integrated with your prosthetic's control systems. There's still an active connection. Okafor stared at his artificial limb with something approaching horror. 17 years. I've been carrying part of it for 17 years. Fragment integration, partial. Host consciousness, compartmentalized. Extraction risk, moderate. Another dimensional pressure wave rippled through the cavern, stronger than before. Stress fractures appeared in the crystalline walls as reality bent under forces that shouldn't exist in their universe. We're out of time for regrouping, Sable said, her hard-light constructs automatically reinforcing the weakening structure. That thing's probes are getting more focused. We need those fragments now. Elena studied her tactical display, marking fragment locations across a world map that flickered with dimensional distortions. Split up. Cover more ground simultaneously. Bad idea. Ghost's voice carried the exhaustion of someone who'd seen too many operations go wrong. Divide our strength and Hallam picks us off individually. Better than sitting here while reality falls apart around us. Ren's scanner painted their faces in strobing red light as it detected another barrier stress spike. According to these readings, we have maybe 2 weeks before catastrophic failure. Kael felt the frequencies agreement flow through their connection, not eagerness for reunion, but desperate necessity. The barriers were failing faster than anyone realized, and the entity beyond had stopped probing entirely. It was preparing for breakthrough. 3 teams, he decided, the tactical logic settling into place with crystalline clarity. Sable and I take Fragment 3. It's the farthest and most dangerous, we'll need Conductor abilities to breach whatever defenses it's built. Sable nodded, her expression grim but determined. The Conductor fragment, it'll be defended? All the advanced fragments have created territories by now. Survival mechanisms. Kael watched dimensional currents shift as distant realities pressed against their own. But we're faster together. Better synchronized. Elena shouldered her rifle. Reflect and I will hunt Hallam. That harvesting machine left signal traces. We can track where she took Fragment 4. I'll stay with Luca, Ren said quietly, his scanners focused on Petrov's damaged neural patterns. Keep monitoring the barriers. Try to slow the degradation process. Okafor stood slowly, his prosthetic arm sparking as Fragment 7's echo responded to proximity with the other intelligences. Then I go alone. Find Fragment 6, the void. If it's woven into dimensional substrate like we think, you'll need extraction equipment. Ren pulled components from his pack, assembling a signal dampener modified with crystalline interfaces. This should let you communicate with substrate-integrated fragments without losing consciousness. The farewells were brief, awkward exchanges of equipment and tactical information that couldn't quite mask the fact that some of them might not survive the next few days. Ghost clasped Kael's shoulder with fingers that flickered between solid and translucent. Don't let that thing in your head convince you to drain civilians for power. The fragments lie about necessity. I know. Kael touched the crystal in his palm, feeling the frequency's patient hunger beneath their partnership. I'll resist it. Sable created a hardlight platform capable of high-altitude flight, her conductor abilities blazing gold as she prepared for continental travel. Ready when you are. As they lifted off from the collapsing fortress, Kael extended his awareness one final time, mapping global signal patterns with Cascade-tier precision. What he sensed made his enhanced perception freeze with absolute terror. Hallam's harvesting machine hadn't just broadcast a dimensional beacon when it exploded, it had sent a signal to every resonant on Earth. A call that bypassed conscious thought and spoke directly to the resonance field fragments in their DNA. They were coming. All of them. Thousands of resonants from every continent, their abilities blazing as they converged on dimensional breach points with single-minded purpose. The entity beyond wasn't building an invasion force. It was building an army from humanity itself.